So today during pre-market, crazy little NIXX stock ran like a racehorse at the Kentucky Derby, making a massive 300% gain before most of us were even out of bed. And then it rocketed another 70% right here at around 6:30. And my little group of traders were able to capture most of that 70% move in about 8 minutes. Then after opening bell, NUZE started on its crazy all-day run, making a whopping 775% profit gain. So back at NIXX, this was a recent IPO, very low float. And so I was being conservative with this one with my share size, but we should take you through the process. So when we have a stock hit our scanner, first we check news. And yes, this one right at 4 o'clock in the morning did have news, right? It was focusing on an upcoming acquisition. So the next thing after checking news, I will check the float. Very low float, right? Right around 3 million, and the short interest wasn't very high. So that wasn't of interest to me, but the low float was. So we had our float. That's when I put these levels here for the group right here. All these levels were potential targets either today or in the future or both, right? And also because it was a recent IPO, it didn't have a lot of historical data. So my levels that I was giving the group were estimates. I let them know that. So with that technical data out of the way, the next task at hand is to get these lines on the chart. And, I have a tool for our group members that does this for them. In this case, these were levels that I had to give them because the tool doesn't really have much to say about recent IPOs. But so I was giving them these levels and I told them, hey, these will be estimates. And look how well they played out. But in this case, really, we were just looking at this pre-market high. So knowing the float, knowing the news, knowing the short interest, next step is to find our strategy. And our strategy was, since it had hit this pre-market high, it needed to come down to support, prove some support. And clearly it was going sideways at this stage. And it had established this flat 50 EMA level right here. So what I do when I see that is I need an entry above that so that I know that, hey, this is going to be resistance, because a lot of times that will be. So I wanted an entry above that. I was looking at possibly right around $8. And so being a low float and a recent IPO, I was going to go light on my share size. I was only going to leverage $5,000 on this one. My entry, I was looking at a potential entry around $7.99, stop loss of 1% of my leveraged capital, and my target would be $10.60, which was that pre-market high. I was just going to trade that range, okay? If that played out, I would be making $1,631, okay? As you can see here, it had that candle above the 50 EMA, a strong candle. So I was able to get in right at the end that I had planned to get in at $7.99. And I was sticking with that target of $10.60. It went above that quite a bit, over $1, but I got out at my target. That trade only took 8 minutes. I was in and out within those 8 minutes, and I made my $1,600 very quickly, all right? And then this stock, as you can see, it just sold off. It sold off a lot. Pretty much gave almost all of its gain back. Opening bell, it couldn't even hold the 200 EMA. When I saw that it was failing at the 200 EMA, I just lost total interest in that. And we moved on to the next stock, which hit our scanners. Posted this one right here at around 8:07 this morning, as you can see in the trade room, NUZE at 8:07 a.m. And I put these levels on board for the group right here, and with a caution at 85 cents. I had this cautionary. It had hit that cautionary right about the time that I put it on the watch list for the rest of the group. So basically they were looking for it to hold that level and then continue on. So again, this one was a very low float. It had a little bit of short interest, but not much. So being a low float stock, we knew that it could run crazy, okay? This yellow bar represents when I put it on watch for the group. This one had really high liquidity. I was looking at leveraging 10,000. My entry was going to be above 85 cents. I was looking at possibly 87-cent entry, and my first target would be $1.13. Okay, I was looking at making $2,900 if that played out. And as you can see, entry was here at this green arrow. Getting in at my 87 cents, my first target was $1.13. And it hit that, and then it pulled back. And my next entry was right at that $1.13. So my next target was going to be 149. And if that played out, I would be making over $3,000. And yes, it played out beautifully. It actually went higher, went all the way up to 160, which was another target that I had for the group on my list. And after 160, it pulled back and we started to see some flattening out of EMAs right here. So I decided to wait and get in above the flat EMA. We had a 20, a 50. The 50 was holding, but the 20 was kind of going flat. And we also had this 34 level that I wanted to watch. And so my game plan was to get in right around 134 and to take it to 215. Again, this we're looking at big profit moves here. And so I did get out here and then I re-entered and took that last little scalp here before it went sideways again. And my last trade on this one was at this green arrow. And my game plan was to get in at $2.42 using this white line, this horizontal line as my stop loss. So $2.42. My target was $3.25. Again, another really good profit move on that one. Just basically just following the trend. My strategy always is set up our watch list, check the technicals to identify the float and spikeability. Then we look for the setup. By first drawing our lines and then seeing where we are in the trend. Like in NUZE, we had hit a cautionary level. We wanted to make sure it held that level, then take it to our next target. Hits the target, then we look for continuation. If it holds the previous level, then we're going to get in and take it to the next. In situations like this, you can stay with it using the 20 EMA. First red candle or the first candle to break through the 20 EMA would be your exit. So that made this target right here, $1.34 on this one. Again, it has to hold the 20 EMA. Here we were flat, right? We're looking at flat EMA right at our target of 134. So then you just stay with the trade until, again, it either comes back down to the 20 EMA or a red candle at the 20 EMA. So again, that was this target of $1.80. That's what you want to do. Or you just stay in to your targets, okay? You scalp. But you identify your strategy. Is it going to be a reclaim? Is it going to be a test of high of day? Is it going to be a range trade, a scalp trade? In this case, we were looking at continuation. NIXX was a range. We had this high of day. It was holding support. So we were trading within the range to the high of day again. All right. So we traded NIXX for 8 minutes. We traded NUZE all day. We just stayed with it, getting in around 85 cents and taking it all the way to $3.25. It made a high of 350, but I was out at 325. And now it's selling down. It's trying to find support. May come all the way down to the 200 EMA. Who knows? That was today's trades, and we did very well. So I hope this breakdown gave you some useful ideas for your own setups. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more trading tips and strategies. And if you're interested in joining my amazing flat out fun day trading members group, where we have a blast every day as we take highly profitable trades, we'd be super happy to welcome you aboard. So check out the link in the description or go to momentumstocktraders.com and take advantage of the free web class. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.